What's going on, guys? Got another small comic book haul video for you. I picked all these books up from A Plus Comics in Lexington, Kentucky. I went there a couple weeks ago. It was actually not my first option for hunting. There was a small con here in Louisville that I went to that Saturday morning, but there was only like three or four comic book vendors. It was mostly pops and toys and stuff. So there was one comic book booth that I dug through for about 30 minutes. They had just a bunch of $5 long boxes, but didn't find anything too great in there. So a little disappointing on the local con. So I jumped in my car and drove down to Lexington to check out A Plus. They always have a bunch of good dollar boxes to dig through. So I spent a couple hours down there and pulled all these from A Plus. First book is Voltron number 3. This is I think this is number 3. This is the last issue in that first limited series from Voltron in the 80s. Number 1's been picking up heat. It was going crazy a little bit in the spring. It's cooled down a little bit now. But you can still find these later issues in the dollar bins. So you might even find number 1. But I was a fan of Voltron when I was a kid, so really liked the cover, so picked it up. Why not? Next book is Department H, number 1. I'm not sure what this one is about. I just remember seeing it on, I think Key Collector had it in their top 20 a couple weeks ago. I think it got optioned or something. So it's going for about 20 right now. So I just recognized the cover and picked it up for $1. Next one, we've got X-Force number 1. This is the gold second print. Now these are out there in droves, so these aren't really worth anything, but I like to pick up these 90s Marvel second prints that had the gold background. On one of my earlier videos I showed New Warriors number 1, so I pick up and a New Mutants I think too. So this X-Force one, of course, big fold out cover there, really good Rob Liefeld art. Got Cable, Shatterstar prominent. And then Warpath, Domino, Feral Boom Boom, and Cannonball. Yeah, I think that's everybody. They're actually doing a 30th anniversary one-shot of X-Force here in a couple months. Rob Liefeld just released a bunch of variant covers for that. He's doing like a featured character on each cover. So there's going to be like 7 or 8 covers, of course. And then I think J. Scott Campbell's doing a Domino cover. It looks pretty cool. But this is the OG X-Force second print with the cool gold background. Alright, so we've got X-Men Adventures number 5 here. This looks like one of the early episodes where they find the Morlocks. Storm is battling the Morlocks. Callisto, that looks like. And she ends up beating Callisto and kind of ruling the Morlocks there or whatever. So it's just good. Classic 90s goodness. Cartoon was great. And I'm slowly picking up all the comics based on those. Next we've got Sectars number 1. Speaking of, I guess this is more 80s cartoon goodness. Again, just like Voltron and the Visionaries from my last video, I'm just picking up all these 80s and 90s cartoon books. It's very nostalgic, and they're starting to pick up steam. They might be worth something eventually. That Silverhawks is worth quite a bit now. Voltron, Transformers, all those. So these secondary and tertiary cartoons like Sectars, who knows? You still find these out there very cheap. Didn't remember too much about the Sectars. I looked it up on Wikipedia. I think these are all like insect riders or something, or yeah, that's what it looks like on the cover, at least when somebody's riding some kind of insect and then some kind of dinosaur insect. I don't know. This is really funny, so I just picked it up for $1. Next book, we've got New Avengers number 40. This is the first appearance of the Skrull Queen in the Secret Invasion storyline. And there's rumors that the actress that played Daenerys from Game of Thrones, Emilia Clarke, that's her name, she's going to be in the Secret Invasion Disney Plus show. And there are rumors that she was going to play the Skrull Queen, I guess, since she was the mother of dragons, queen of Westeros, then why not make her the Skrull Queen as well? So who knows? Uh, Only for $1 though. Why not? It's going for, I don't know, anywhere between 15 and 20 right now. And if she actually gets confirmed, then that'll go up, I'm sure. All right, next book. We've got a relatively recent Miles Morales Spider-Man book. This is the first appearance of this character. It's Vulture's daughter or granddaughter, I'm not sure. Um, she's been featured, I guess, in this Spider-Man run. I don't know. I'm not reading it, so I just recognized the cover and recognized that it's been on some hot lists in the last year or so. So I just picked it up. This one goes between anywhere between 20 and 30 right now. So who knows? Next, we've got a cool little indie book, Preteen Dirty Jean Kung Fu Kangaroos #1. Can you dig it? So this is a very 80s book, kind of one of those Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtle knockoffs. There was a ton of those. I think I'm going to slowly start picking those up too, at least the first issues of any that I find. There was like a hamster one, a mice one. I've got like adolescent mutated hamsters or something. I don't know. They're all really, really just funny takeoffs of Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles. This one actually caught my eye because it's got a appearance from the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles by co-creator Peter Laird. It's a very short appearance, but as the cover indicates, a short but critical appearance. Let me see if I can find that for you. It is one of the main characters, I guess, is chasing after somebody on a skateboard, of course, because it's late 80s, early 90s. And then there's Mr. Donatello sitting at a bus stop, it looks like, with Howard the Duck, perhaps. And the kangaroo's asking for directions, and Donatello's being very helpful in pointing the direction to go. So that is the early but critical appearance by the Teenage Mutant Ninja Turtles in this preteen Dirty Jean Kung Fu Kangaroos #1. All right, next we've got DNA Agents #13. I was hoping to find, what is that, DNA Agent 24, I think, maybe, that Dave Stevens cover. But I found this one. This is an Eric Larson cover, and he also did the interior art as well, so that was cool. I like the early Savage Dragon stuff, I guess, that Eric Larson did, but as his art style evolved over the years, I really don't like his style much anymore when he does Savage Dragon. When he does other things, I think I like it more. That's why this one caught my eye. It's like I stopped because of his DNA agents, and then I checked the cover, and it was Eric Larson, and I liked the cover. And then I opened it up, and he does the pencils as well. And of course, I open it on the ad. Ad. So, kind of cool. Doing the pencil work and the covers. You don't see that a ton nowadays, so I always like it when the old school guys did that. So again, this DNA Agents had some good covers, Dave Stevens and this Eric Larson one. And speaking of Dave Stevens, we've got Star Slayer #2. This is a ridiculous cover, but the important part is, let's see, the back cover. It's got a Rocketeer ad, and then on the back, like 5 or 6 pages, you get the first preview appearance of the Rocketeer. And this just 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, about 6 pages of that first issue of Rocketeer. I think it came out in Star Slayer 3, maybe. That was the first story. I think this image was at the end of Star Slayer 1. Star Slayer 2 has this like 5-6 page preview, and then either 3 has a bigger preview, or it might just go into his own book after that. I'm not sure. But you can see this got some water damage or some gunk on there, but you know, only $1. I was hunting for Dave Stevens stuff, so I was happy to pick that up for $1. And we got a Tech World #1, a William Shatner joint. This is the newsstand copy, that's why I picked it up. This one picked up a little heat a couple weeks ago. A little heat, now it's worth like $5 instead of 50 cents or something. I think they said they're either going to relaunch it or turn this one into a series too, with the help of Mr. Shatner. But he's looking very like TJ Hooker in space in this, with his overcoat and his gat. So, and he's even got some pouches. Look at that, some 90s pouches. Very cool. You can find these everywhere. Newsstands are a little harder to come by. That's why I picked it up. So, it's in a pretty good shape too for sitting in a box without a back and board. So, for $1, why not? All right, next book we've got Starlight #1. Again, this one picked up some heat a few weeks ago. It got optioned. I think Mark. I can't remember if they're going to do this one on Netflix or not. I know they bought most of Mark Millar's catalog. They just did that Jupiter's Legacy show. I like that a lot, actually. I'd never read the books, but I like the show a lot. Of course, they canceled it after one season, but they've got another few shows in development. I'm not sure if this is one or not, or if this is can be developed independently of Netflix. But I read this first issue. It was really cool. This is the main character. Kind of takes place in the 50s or 60s. He's a fighter pilot, test pilot that gets not abducted, but I don't know, recruited, I guess, to fight in in another war on a far off planet. And then he comes back and tells everybody what happened, and nobody believes him. So, and then it's told in flashback, so it takes place in modern day mostly, and then it goes in flashbacks to see what happened when he actually went to that other world to help everybody. So it's pretty cool. I'm gonna pick up these. I can't remember how many issues were in this first run. Not too many, I don't think. So it was a good read. So I'll start picking these up whenever I see them for cheap. Last book, we've got Marvel Superheroes Spring Special #1. Picked this one up just because of the cool Moon Knight cover. It's got a bunch of different stories in here. It's Moon Knight and then all these other people, Magic, Brother Voodoo, Hercules, Black Panther, and Speedball. They're featured in there too. It's not in the best shape. It's got a little bit of warp to it, but it's not color breaking or anything. And again, this isn't worth anything more than $1 or $2, but Moon Knight's one of my favorites. So anytime I see something with him that I don't have for cheap, I'll pick it up. So that's it, guys. Just a short video. Hope you guys enjoyed it, and I will talk to you soon.